Soon, the world will turn its attention to the ice in Italy. At the 2026 Winter Olympics, the women's free skate will once again become one of the most pressure-filled 4 minutes in all of sport. Tonight, we do not know who will win, and that uncertainty is exactly why this moment matters. The medals are not decided. The podium is not confirmed. The story is still unwritten. But something is happening. After nearly 20 years without an Olympic women's singles medal, the United States enters Milan-Cortina not as an outsider, but as a contender. Not celebrating, not predicting, but close enough to feel the pressure. And in Olympic figure skating, pressure changes everything. This is not a night for guarantees. It is a night for composure. Because in just 4 minutes on the ice, careers are defined. And sometimes, eras begin. If you have followed American figure skating for decades, you understand what this moment represents. There was a time when the United States did not just compete. It set the standard. From Dorothy Hamill to Christy Yamaguchi to Michelle Kwan, Olympic ice once felt familiar to American champions. But sport evolves. Technical standards rise. Scoring systems modernize. New training systems emerge. New nations surge forward. Over the last 2 decades, the competitive landscape has shifted dramatically. Japan has built extraordinary depth. European federations have refined edge quality and program construction. Technical base values have escalated at a historic pace. And for nearly 20 years, American women have come close, but not close enough. That drought is not just a statistic. It is a narrative, and narratives carry weight. Modern women's figure skating is deeper than ever. Japan enters almost every major championship with multiple podium threats, including athletes like Kaori Sakamoto, known for her power and consistency. Rising talents such as Ami Nakai represent the next generation of technically ambitious skaters. Across Europe, programs continue refining transitions, skating skills, and component balance. There are no easy podiums anymore. No predictable hierarchies. Every Olympic medal must now survive a field stacked with technical firepower. And that makes 2026 compelling. Because unpredictability is good for sport. It forces everyone, including Team USA, to elevate. For the United States, this Olympic cycle has been about rebuilding with intention. Strengthening junior pipelines. Expanding technical coaching. Modernizing jump preparation. Training athletes specifically for the international judging system. Potential contenders, including athletes such as Alyssa Liu, should she qualify and compete, represent a generation raised fully in the modern scoring era. Final Olympic selection will depend on qualification events, national championships, and international assignments. But what matters entering Milan-Cortina is this. The conversation has shifted. The United States is no longer rebuilding quietly. It is preparing publicly. And preparation changes posture. The Olympic free skate is not just longer than the short program. It is heavier, longer duration, greater stamina demand, more jump passes, higher base value exposure, less margin for error. At the Olympic level, one under-rotation can separate gold from bronze. One slight hesitation on an edge can alter component scores. Skaters must balance. A jump difficulty, rotational speed, a landing quality under fatigue, grade of execution, program components, a musical interpretation, ice coverage, and they must do it knowing that the entire world is watching. This is not a Grand Prix event. This is not a test run. This is the Olympics. Olympic medals are not won by talent alone. They are won by control. When an American skater steps onto that ice, she carries more than choreography. She carries expectation. She carries narrative. She carries 20 years of waiting. And the most dangerous opponent in figure skating is not always across the rink. It is hesitation. Because once hesitation enters a jump, rotation slows, edges flatten, confidence shifts. The athletes who succeed here are not those who feel no nerves. They are those who manage them. For younger viewers, this may feel like just another competition. But for those who have watched the sport evolve, this feels different. After years of recalibration, Team USA is back in contention. And contention matters, because Olympic visibility shapes the next generation. Young skaters across America, from small community rinks to elite training centers, are watching to see whether the path still leads to the podium. Whether or not a medal is won in Milan-Cortina, belief is already returning, and belief builds programs. The global hierarchy in women's skating is no longer rigid. Multiple nations believe they can win. That competitive balance strengthens the sport. It increases technical ambition. It sharpens preparation. And it ensures that when the free skate begins, no result is guaranteed. History does not reward reputation. It rewards execution. When the women's final begins in Milan-Cortina, the tension will be visible. Coaches speaking quietly, measured warm-ups, careful breathing at center ice. For minutes, no second chances, no resets, just preparation meeting pressure. If the United States skates clean, the door opens. If competitors falter, the door opens wider. That is the mathematics of Olympic sport. But predictions are dangerous, because the ice does not reward assumptions. It rewards precision. Checkered flag strong closing. Powerful. Patriotic. Controlled. In a few hours, medals will be decided. Scores will flash. Flags will rise. History will record names. But right now, the story is still unwritten. The United States stands on the edge. Not demanding victory. Not claiming destiny. But earning the right to compete for it again. And sometimes, before greatness returns, there is a quiet moment like this. A moment of tension. A moment of belief. A moment where a nation waits. At the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan-Cortina, American women's figure skating is not chasing history. It is standing close enough to touch it. And whatever happens in the free skate, one truth is already clear. The United States is back in the conversation. And that conversation has only just begun. Thank you for watching.